Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Jessica Clemons, and Tania Miller, who some of you might know from The Fall of the House of Usher and The Haunting of Bly Manor, and by God, does she turn out those roles. I love her in those shows. She's set for a big role in Disney Plus's Vision Quest, and this new series follows the events of WandaVision and centers around Paul Bettany's White Vision as he grapples with the memories of the original Vision. As more news emerges and more leaks and scoops and rumors are being revealed, including other characters like Emily Hampshire, aka Stevie from Schitt's Creek, being cast as the human form of Edith.
Hello, Peter. I am Edith.
Which honestly kinda eats. It raises the questions, are we getting human versions of all Tony's AIs?
Focus up, ladies. Good evening, and welcome to the birthing suite.
Will we see some unfinished Tony projects come to life? And how is this story focused on Vision, elevating his growth while simultaneously pushing forward WandaVision and Agatha all along, seen as they're working in a 3-part trilogy? We're gonna get into it all in this video, but be sure to check out nerdride.shop where you can grab the latest and greatest in New Rockstars merch. Right now, you can show off your love for Marvel's First Family with our Future Foundation shirt, or if you're more of a Doom dude, you can rock one of our latest designs featuring Dr. Doom. Picking up some merch from nerdride.shop is the best way to support the channel. Okay, let's get into this video. Back in spring 2024, it was confirmed that Paul Bettany would be reprising his role as Vision in the series. Then in August, James Spader was set to reprise his role as Ultron from Avengers Age of Ultron. And this month, Tania Miller was cast in the leading role as Jocasta. Jocasta in Marvel Comics was initially designed to house the consciousness of Wasp in hopes that Ultron, would transfer her into a robotic body to become his bride. Yeah. It's a lot. In the original comics, Ultron was created by Hank Pym, not Tony Stark. Therefore, he was close to Janet Van Dyne and had this weird kind of love for her, which I'll get back to later. Then later, Ultron used Hank to try to transfer his wife's mind, Janet Van Dyne, the Wasp, into Jocasta's robot body. The Wasp in Jocasta's body alerted the Avengers, who defeated Ultron and reversed the process, leaving Jocasta a mindless shell. Enough of Janet's brainwaves did move over. Though the process wasn't 100% successful, the robot did wake up and called herself Jocasta. So she became his bride. Now, eventually, Jocasta will inevitably turn a hero and join the Avengers, but unfortunately, this won't be Ultron's only robot wife. He will continue to make them and build off or correct the negative attributes he just didn't like in the last one. Ultron had a love for Janet just as Hank did, because Hank used his brainwaves to create Ultron. This is why Ultron hated Hank and had an unhealthy interest in Janet. And like Hank, Ultron wasn't a good husband. He was also kind of abusive. Janet's brainwaves, though, helped create Jocasta, so by proxy, we had pseudo-robot versions of Hank and Janet just running around momentarily. So Jocasta's arrival into the MCU as an important figure is very eye-opening, because there's some idea that instead of initially being designed to host Janet's mind, she could be created from Wanda's mind, seeing as Wanda's abilities are linked to White Vision via Hex Vision's transfer of Vision's memories. How many times can I say Vision? Did that sound confusing? I hope the images helped it. Funny enough, this did kind of happen in Tom King's The Vision comics. In The Vision, we follow the Vision family, including a wife, Virginia, and 2 children, Viv and Vin. Vision built his family just for himself, and his children were created based on a combination of Vision and Virginia's brain patterns. But Virginia was based on the brain patterns of the Scarlet Witch, his ex-love, who offered this in hopes that Vision could make or find someone like her after being recreated as a new Vision, who I call White Vision. Though I'm hoping for a Viv appearance in the MCU, there have been rumors for casting for Viv and Vin have gone out for Vision Quest. These claims were also made like 2 years ago, and while WandaVision and Agatha All Along beloved Jack Schaefer was originally developing Vision Quest, due to Agatha All Along, Schaefer had to leave, but Metalis was later brought on and the series was redeveloped. So that original plan may have gone out the window of creating like a robot family. It may not have though, but I'm just not seeing any evidence that the robot family Viv and Vin and Virginia are gonna make it in. However though, through the Hex, I could see White Vision absorbing Wanda's emotional drive and dedication to being alone while yearning for a family.
Don't sweat it, sis. It's not like your dead husband can die twice.
And this deep emotional connection within White Vision prompts him to involve other AIs into the situation. Allegedly, Emily Hampshire, who I mentioned earlier, Stevie from Schitt's Creek, has reportedly been cast as the human form of Edith, whom you may remember from Spider-Man Far From Home. And Carrie Condon will reportedly be playing the human form of Friday, who she previously also voiced.
Good evening, boss.
So we should expect other robots coming to the table, perhaps more than in a flashback. In Age of Ultron, we see Tony has chips on Friday, Jocasta, and Tadashi. I don't know who Tadashi is, but when I looked it up, the internet says it's an Easter egg reference to Big Hero 6, and I love that because I love Tadashi. And I want this to just mean that Tadashi is just Baymax, just the nurse kind of robot, and that would be great. But does this also mean that we're gonna see human versions of all of Tony's creations, like Karen, the one that was used in Spider-Man's suit, voiced by Jennifer Connelly, Paul Bettany's wife? We may even see some use from the two robotic arms, Dumb E and U. There's a lot of potential bringing humanoid versions of all of Tony's robotic or AI assistants, and I would love to see them all play out in this show. At some point in your life, you had one night of perfect sleep, where you burritoed yourself up in your bed and the temperature was just right, always perfect. Never once did you wake up sweating or shivering. You were just perfectly comfortable. Now with Miracle Made sheets, you can be that comfortable every single night all summer long. Miracle Made's fabric was inspired by NASA, so it's thermoregulating. That means you'll sleep at the perfect temperature all night long, and these sheets are crazy comfortable without the high price tag of other luxury brands. Plus, Miracle Made sheets are infused with silver that prevents bacterial growth, and bacteria can clog your pores, causing breakouts and acne, so sleeping on Miracle Made sheets is good for your skin too. Upgrade your sleep as the weather heats up. Go to trymiracle.com/newrockstars to try Miracle Made sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for your loved ones, if you order today, you can save over 40% off. And if you use the promo New Rockstars at checkout, you'll get a free 3-piece towel set and save an extra 20% off. Miracle is so confident in their product is backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so if you aren't 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund. Upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/newrockstars and use the code NEWROCKSTARS to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's trymiracle.com/newrockstars to treat yourself. Thank you, Miracle Made, for sponsoring today's video. If White Vision finds those chips, he could use them to bring the AI to life. However, if the chips are missing, the AI is still kind of there because it's AI. It doesn't necessarily die with its body, it can live on as a program and can be transferred to another host. Kind of like how I'm expecting Ultron to be in Vision Quest.
Yeah.
Ultron is undoubtedly the most dangerous of Tony Stark's creations in my opinion, making him a character that should not be brought back. While he's portrayed as one of the worst of Tony's inventions, there is much to consider in the development of White Vision. He's still kind of brand new, fresh out of the box, so he's on a quest to find himself. So if he is on a quest to find himself, it'll require comprehending his creators, Tony and Wanda, by proxy because of WandaVision, who we both know have horrible past with Ultron. All is to say, we've seen the worst of White Vision in What If, and maybe Ultron will persuade him in the series. It's also important to recognize that White Vision's memories were also Wanda's shared memories with her Vision. So what Wanda knows of Tony's other AIs is probably as far as White Vision's knowledge of them goes as well. So on this quest to find himself and maybe purge the need for connection and family that I assume he's gonna try doing, he probably retraces his steps, finds these chips, and learns about Ultron. Terry Matalas is the creator and showrunner for Vision Quest, so also be directing a few of the episodes, so he's fully invested in the series. Terry comes from Star Trek Picard, and the third season is actually what made Kevin Feige want him so bad for Vision Quest. My friends tell me that Picard feels like a love letter to Star Trek, so it feels fitting to have Terry on a show referred to as the love letter to everything Jack Schaefer built with WandaVision and Agatha all along. Terry spoke with the Sackhoff Show and talked about how Marvel already had a very specific idea for Vision Quest, saying there was kind of a log line that was very specific and kind of like it's this, this, and this, but there were 1,000 ways to do exactly that. He also suggested
there's so many different, again, it's like there's so many different ways to tell a story that's within canon. I mean, there's also an opportunity to, I don't want to say break canon, but to elevate it or make it, or to maybe course correct or do, you know what I mean, a thing.
As someone from Star Trek's franchise, he's well versed in canon and having to break it sometimes. But what I think is more interesting and telling is that these parameters set by Marvel and Terry's need to blow out that sandbox could be dancing around Tom King's The Vision storyline, which still involves people like Agatha and Wanda's fake children who could absolutely be making an appearance in Vision Quest. Ruben Malika will also appear in Vision Quest. This is who people think will be playing Tommy Maximoff, which I can absolutely see. Speaking of other cameos, there are many other cast members alleged or confirmed by Deadline or Hollywood Reporter to be making returns. Ferran Tahir will reprise the role of Raza, the leader of the terrorist group who tried to kill Tony and Iron Man, and Todd Stashwick from Star Trek Picard will also have joined the cast according to Deadline. And allegedly, James D'Arcy is reprising his role as Edwin Jarvis, who played the character in Endgame and Agent Carter, which makes me just recognize that this show will be full of Vision as he retraces the steps of his former self to regain his memories and understand his identity, thus coming across old memories from his creator, Tony Stark, and learning he was once Jarvis. He's the direct mythology linked to Edwin. Vision Quest is still developing, and I'm very excited to see the human versions of Tony Stark's creations. We have Ironheart also coming on the way, who famously created an AI version of Tony Stark in the comics, but she's planning on doing something a little different for her series. Honestly, I would love a hologram companion any day. Just give it to me. However, this could also lead to the devastation of humanity and societal collapse as we know it. So actually, I take it back. I'm afraid of robots. Comment down below your thoughts on what you think about the casting, the rumors, everything about Vision Quest. Are you excited for Vision Quest? Because I actually am. I really like Vision. And a special thanks to one of our YouTube members, Paulo Bianca, who supports us at the executive producer level. Follow me at Lulu_Clemons. Subscribe to all 4 channels in the New Rockstars network for breakdowns and news coverage of everything you love. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.